welcome back to Cashflow Confidence. I'm Shelby Ashley, and I help business owners feel more confident about their cash flow. Today's episode is for you if you've ever found yourself at a crossroads, or maybe you're at a crossroads right now thinking, should I launch this new offer, or should I invest in this mastermind, or should I take on this new client, or this new partnership, or this new hire? You might be crunching numbers and making like pros and cons list, or you might be even spiraling a little bit. So I want to simplify all of that for you today, because there's a few like core questions that I ask every single client when they're at a crossroads like this before they make a huge financial move. And these questions go beyond numbers, okay? They're going to help you make the decision that doesn't just grow your business. I want to help you make decisions that grow your life. So let's dig in. I want to start by saying just because something makes money does not mean it makes sense. So just because it makes money, it doesn't mean it makes sense. I can't tell you how many times a client has come to me wanting to add something new, like a group program or a complete new offer or start a second business or spend a bunch of money on advertising. And when we dig in, they actually don't want all the things that come with that. And what I mean is they don't want more responsibility or more hours or more team management or more client-facing time. And I know this because I have conversations with them about these things and what they actually do want from their business. And so I always come back to this question, which is this decision in alignment with the business and the life that you told me that you wanted? Because if it's not, then it's not a strategic move. It's just another distraction that's, presented like an opportunity. And I take responsibility and pride in the fact that I'm going to hold you accountable for building a business that supports the life that you told me you wanted. So the first question I ask is, does this move support the goals that you said you wanted financially and personally? It's easy to chase that thing that looks really exciting and is going to bring you all this money, but growth just for the sake of growth is not going to be good. It's going to actually burn you out and make you hate your business. And so this is where I check, will this add freedom to you, or will it take your freedom away? Will it increase your profits? Or is it just going to inflate your revenue while also increasing your expenses? Does it support your long-term vision, or does it just give you like a short-term ego boost? So think of it like planting a garden. You don't just throw a bunch of random seeds in the dirt. You plant based on what it is that you want to harvest. And every business decision that you make is a seed that you will one day harvest, okay? So you need to choose wisely. The next question I ask is, what is the true cost of this decision? And when I say cost, I mean the financial cost, the mental cost, and the operational cost, because everyone looks at, price tags, but most people forget to factor in the team hours it's going to take, maybe the delivery energy or tech setup, or the learning curve it's going to take, or, customer service on the back end. And so before moving forward, I ask, how much work is this going to add to your life, and are you okay with that? Because if it generates more revenue, but it makes you start to hate your business, then that's not a valuable decision. It just becomes a liability. You've got more revenue coming in, but you're starting to hate your business, so what's the point in that? A third question I ask is, what does not doing this decision make possible for me? So this one's kind of sneaky, because we're used to asking, what will I gain if I say yes? But we almost never ask ourselves, what kind of freedom and energy might I preserve if I don't make this decision? So every yes is also a no, and sometimes not chasing that shiny object will give you more time to, focus on optimizing what's already working in your business, or more mental like white space to come up with new ideas, more margin to enjoy the life that you're already building. And so I ask this all the time, if you say no to this, what else might you get the opportunity to say yes to? So these questions aren't here to scare you out of taking action. They're just here to help you make decisions that you feel proud of and that aren't so numbers focused. Because yes, as a fractional CFO myself, I do focus primarily on numbers, but I really focus on the story behind those numbers. And so if something's coming in, it's going to, jump your revenue and your profitability, but it's also going to make you hate your business, then I'm going to advise you not to make that decision. So once you have looked at, alignment with your goals, the full cost of doing this, not just the money, but the full cost of doing this, and the opportunity in saying no, then you can kind of build trust in yourself, because you've built the foundation and now you're leading from intention and not from anxiety or short-term excitement. And that's what confident financial decision looks like. That's how you run your business like a CEO. So here's your action step for this week. The next time a big decision comes up, run it through the 3 questions I just went through on this episode. The first one is, does it align with your original goals, business and personal? What is the full cost? Not just the money cost, but what is the full cost of doing this? And what does not doing it open up for you? If you're in a place where you're not crystal clear on what your goals even are yet, then I want you to take this opportunity now to figure out what those are before you make another move. Like, sit down and pull out a piece of paper and think for the next 12 months, what do I want to do in my business as far as revenue, profitability, and cash flow? What do I want to do in my business? And what do I want to do in my personal life? How many hours do I want to work? What days do I want to work? What vacations do I want to take? Do I want to buy a new car, a new house, anything like that? Write this all down. Because if you don't have goals, then you're just moving through the business day to day with no direction. You're just making decisions off the fly. And that's going to lead to a business that all you want to do is escape from. And so take this moment right now, if you haven't already, write down some goals. And then look back into those goals the next time that you have a big financial decision come up, and make sure that it aligns with the goals that you set for yourself. All right, that's all I have for you guys this week. See y'all next week.